Hello everyone, Artemusprime here and playing some Farming Simulator 19, FS19. Welcome to Ravenport, which is the stock map of the game. So today I'm going to be showing you what I've done with the farm, and it's safe to say it's had a bit of an overhaul from what it looks like when you first start. I think tractors is what we'll start with first of all. So I've got a few tractors that I've purchased to help me, and I've been playing the game truly, so not having any money or anything like that. Earned every penny that I've got. And to start with, from biggest to small, we've got the Class Axion 960. I think it's around 400 horsepower. So that's my main tractor for sowing and dragging anything that's particularly heavy. Then we got the JCB Fast Track 4220, mainly for taking loads of crop to sell points and to the market. Good run around. And then smallest tractor on the farm is the Bale 165. I think this has been copied over from FS19. So yeah, really good mod, and serves well for some of the smaller jobs on the farm, especially with the animals. Whilst I'm in the vehicle shed, I've got the Iveco 193.8, which is my transport truck. So I use that for taking logs to the sawmill, and also when I've got some stuff on the flatbed that needs transporting. Also got the Massey Ferguson Activia as my harvester, and header is just outside here. All my vehicles that I've accumulated. So I'll give you a bit of a tour of the farm and show you what I've done. I'm going to jump in the Bureau. So if you've played Ravenport and you know what the original map looks like, you do start off with this farmhouse. I've not changed that. But you do also start out with quite a lot of placeables that are just decorative. It's not real any purpose to them. There's a couple of sheds where this garage now is, and then up in this part here, which I've expanded quite massively, there's an old red barn and a big sort of yard area for moving around machinery and so forth. But I've completely transformed that now, and turned, I think there were 3 fields here, and I've made them into one big field and expanded them quite well. But yeah, let's show you that. So over here, as I've already shown you, I've put in quite a sizable machinery garage for all my vehicles. One of the mods that I've downloaded. Got the retractable doors, which is pretty cool for storing all the tractors and vehicles. And then alongside here, I think this was just an open dirt area, which I've added some sheds to, keeping all the machinery. So I've got the sprayers, windrower, baler, there's a tedder there behind that, and then moving on to planters and seeders. So I've got seeder there, and also the sugar cane planter, the spreader for lime and for fertilizer, solid fertilizer, and then our collector. So yeah, that's that. Silo is as it was in the original map, so kept that as is. But over here I've placed the first of my animal pens, which is chickens. I have got the animal pen extension mod downloaded, and that adds water to the chicken pen. I can't can't remember how many chickens I've got in here now. It's quite a lot. I think it's about 300. So yeah, the egg production is pretty productive. And I have got the egg crate mod. So I bought 6 of them. And that just fills the fill area quite nicely. And I think when the egg prices are good, you can make about sort of £5,000 per crate. So yeah, really useful to extend the egg collection. I have got the animal broom, which again is quite a cool mod to help clear the area rather than having to use the front loader and shovel. And then next to the chicken pen, I've got the horses, which I don't know, I've not seen many people who play FS19 doing horses, but I have found them to be quite lucrative. Let's have a look how many we got. So we've got Jake, Jasmine, Silver, Molly, Buck, and Olympus and Molly. So yeah. Oh, there's some others down the bottom there. Tiki as well. So yeah, horses are pretty good because you can buy them around £5,000, and then if you keep them, look after them, and also ride them, you can sell them for around £50,000. So quite a good return. I've got a few of them that are on 64%, and then some I bought later that are still at 25%. I have got the global mod, which has got horse helper on there. So for £300 per horse per day, that covers your riding you have to do. I did start off just sort of doing the riding that you need to do yourself, but I found it pretty time intensive, so I thought for a money sacrifice, 300 per horse was worthwhile, and still made some good money on it and sold the horses. Moving on round, this was sort of a area that I flattened out and used the space for some bale storage. So again, these are the global company mods, and effectively automate the storage and also taking them out of storage of bales. So we've got silage, we've got the straw, we've got the hay, so that's all really good to keep them there, keep them well organised as well. I don't think I could ever stack them as good myself, so it's nice to have it looking like that. It's just an easy place to come, get whatever bales I need, put them in the food mixer or take them up to the animals. And at the end of the bale storage, we've got a small BGA, which we've put here as a placeable. Main reason for doing this is the main BGA on the map you have to purchase to get access to. I didn't know that before trying, and I once delivered a whole bale trailer's worth of silage into the biogas plant, only to find out that you only get the money at midnight if you own it, and it is quite expensive. Yeah, it's 769,000. So I thought, why not? Let's just get our own farm's small BGA, and you can dump the silage bales straight in there, and yeah, it works a treat. Also a good sort of digest date for prepping your fields for the next crop. So yeah, it's really handy. And then at the top of the farm, which is right on the borders of what land we own, I have sort of, again, really overhauled this area, flattened it out nicely, and I downloaded a cowshed mod. So I think I've got about 10 cows there, and I had to have a bit of a play around with some of the cowshed mods. I went through about 3 or 4. Some of them I've worked out were only for for sort of meat-only cows. You couldn't get any manure or slurry out of them, and they certainly didn't deliver you any milk. So I swapped those out for one that was of a reasonable size. And yeah, got 10 cows in there, producing milk at quite a good rate. They've obviously got the total mixed ration, so they're 100% productivity. Got 383 litres of milk. I've got some stored up in the container in the storage shed over there, and they've got a good amount of slurry and manure coming in, so it's really good. And then just a small shed to the left of it, where, as I said, I've got the milk trailer with some of the milk that I'm storing up, ready to take to the sell point. 7,000 litres there. And then I've got a very small modded food mixer, which I've sort of found is a really good size and scale for the size of the cow operation I've got going on. So this is a Lizard Mixwell 141. Really good mixer. Okay, next we've got some of the sheep in the sheep pen. So I think this is the original sheep pen from the game. I did download some of the mods that are available through the game's mod menu, and just found that some of them were a little bit too big, and then where they were quite small, they didn't really have any open pasture for the sheep. They were just sort of an indoor sort of storage area for sheep, which I didn't think was very good, so I wanted to have one that had an open pasture. Yeah, they're collecting up some wool here, so it was about the previous game day I did a big delivery of wool to the spinnery, so got some good money in for that. Moving on down here. Was a little bit lost as to what to do with this space, because the land little boundary ends up here where these trees are. So I decided to go for some greenhouses, and I'm a big watcher of Daggery, and I think when he was doing his Purbeck Valley farm, he got some of the onion greenhouses, which are actually really lucrative. So they take manure and water, although there seems to be a bit of a bug with it. You can put the tiniest amount of manure in there and then fill up the rest with water, which is much cheaper and much quicker than wait for your cows to produce the manure that you need to fully stock this. But yeah, these create pallets of onions sort of every half hour or hour, which yeah is an incredible rate. So I've got a little trailer here on standby, just waiting to load them all up and take them to the shop. The price is, as I said, pretty good. So for each, I think it's 1,000 litres, you're looking at about 3,500 on the top price at the central gain elevator. So yeah, really good. Right, moving on around. As I said, I expanded this field. It was 3 fields, which I expanded into just one large sort of L-shaped field. I think you can still see the original fields on the map. Yep. So 24 was a very small field, and then 25 and 26 were pretty evenly sized. And the path from the sort of biomass heating plant used to run down here, and used to run a path down the middle of field 25 and 26, and then there used to be the old sort of red barn here, but all of that was wasted space. So when I first started Ravenport, I sold quite a lot of the decorative placeables, and that also helped with quite a bit of money to starting up. So yeah, moving on round past the silo, up here we've got another field, which I'm sure you can tell what the purpose is for. I've planted some rows of saplings, the majority of which are now fully grown into trees, and the area around it I've kept just as grass, because to me one of the most lucrative ways of getting money has been baling silage and putting it in the BGA. I think fully mowing this grass field, baling it up, and then putting it in the BGA as silage bales sort of nets between 40 to 50,000 pounds, which yeah, is pretty good for a day's haul. Yeah, I like this field. It's good to work in this field. You have to negotiate some of the trees, but once these trees are gone, I'm not going to replant any trees in this field. I'm going to keep them all up in this top sector of our land. This pathway is our land boundary, so I've created quite a thick forest here with some more saplings that once they're fully grown, I think these outer ones are about 80% grown, and then the ones on the inside are probably more sort of 40-50% grown, with some very fresh, not saplings, but very fresh grown trees here. So yeah, it'd be nice to harvest up these trees and sell them to the sawmill. When I last cut down these trees, I think each row gave me about £60,000 at the sawmill. So trees are very, very good at making money, which is great. So as you can see, I've got a little bit in the bank. So my plan for maybe the next episode is I'm going to buy a forestry machine. I've already got one in mind, and it is a mod that I've downloaded, and it's right at the end of this list here. It is the John Deere 1170G. It's £372,000. I have got the used vehicle mod, which is great because, as you can see, it takes about 74k off the price of the machine. I don't need to buy new. I'm happy buying used, and when I do buy anything used, I take it right back to the farm, give it a service with the service trailer that I've got parked around here. It's pretty handy. So yeah, I think most of my tractors are all bought used and then service them up using this trailer here, which again is another cool mod. So, yeah, I think it reduces any additional cost. It's cheaper than if you were to maintain them at the shop. Let's just close that down. So yeah, my plan is in some of the following episodes, I'm going to purchase the John Deere 1170G. Let's just have a look at the spec of it. So 268 horsepower. I have done a little test with it, and I know that it can cut down the big trees, which is good. So yeah, I'm going to, apart from buying it used, I'm going to keep it pretty stock. Not going to go for the fancy chained wheels because we're not going anywhere to off-road, and I can always modify it later if I need to with my servicing trailer. So yeah, that is my version of Ravenport. A couple of other bits to mention. I've also got my little trailer here that I use for the chicken eggs once they're ready. Put the pallets on there. I've got my trailed jet sprayer here, Karcher, for giving the tractors a good clean when they need it, which is more often than not. There's a lot of mud attracted when we're doing some of the animal jobs and some of the field jobs especially. And as you can see in my main big field, we've got a crop on the go at the moment. which is soybean. So that is fully fertilized and is nearing the last growth stage. I have got plant growth on fast for now, but I do plan to reduce that. And one thing I would like to try is, I know there's obviously seasons as a mod that you can download. So as this is my first farm, I just wanted to sort of get to grips with the game, try and make some money, do a bit of my own changes to the farm. I also have a plan to buy some land as well to extend. And my plan is to buy some of the fields along from this farm, so field 23 and possibly field 22. With a lot of the fields in the game, there's a lot of wasted space around the border, so my plan is to buy and then expand the field to give us some more yield from the crops. So yeah, this is Ravenport, or my version of. Happy to have any thoughts or views as to what you guys think, any tips or advice. One other thing to mention is I've got a placeable lime dispenser here, which is really handy rather than trekking to the shop for the big bags of lime. Oh, and one thing I also forgot to mention is I have got some palleted areas here which are actually dispensers for liquid fertilizer, liquid herbicide, and then actually placed within these garages where I keep my seeder and then also my solid fertilizer spreader. We've got some fertilizer pallets and some seed pallets. I think they use the same prices that the store charges you. It's just a bit of convenience placing them there, so they can load up the seeder and the spreader nice and quick, which is real handy. Cool. Yeah, so I think that's it for this particular episode. Just wanted to start off giving you guys a tour of the farm, what I've done, how I've set it out, what I've got so far. The only animals I haven't got is pigs. I don't really plan to do pigs. I think the food and nutrition that they require is quite a lot of effort, and then I think the only sort of byproduct you get is manure and slurry, which I'm already getting from cows, and then obviously the pigs just reproduce and you sell them as animals back to the animal dealer. So decided not to get pigs. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the farm looks for now. But as I say, next episode what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the mature trees in that field there. So I'm going to buy the John Deere, I'm going to fell the trees, cut them to about 6 meters, which is the optimum selling length as far as I'm aware. And then I'm going to load them into my log loader, which I've got here. I won't be manually loading them. I've got a modded log trailer which auto loads them from particular sides, which I'll show you next time. And I've also got a baler here as well, which auto loads the bales. I'll talk you through the mods next time, but I guess that's one thing I should let you know about my particular style of farming. I'm not a big one for using the front loaders for picking up pallets and picking up bales. I do it occasionally, but I'm mainly in it for the sort of productivity, and I like things to be done pretty quickly. And I play FS19 on keyboard and mouse, so I've not got necessarily the best setup for using the front loaders with the bale forks and the pallet spikes. So yeah, there we go, guys. I shall leave it there for now, and hopefully see you again. Cheers, everyone. Bye bye.